Boy, am I gonna get shit for this fucking video. Okay. This is a very hard subject to touch on, but I feel it should be said. Freedom of choice is the title, and I'm gonna stick to it. Even though some people would probably whore out the system to a certain extent on this subject. This is one thing I truly hate about being on this planet with stupid fucking people. And this is the reason why I don't believe in mankind as much as people would reckon. Believe it or not, there is some good people on this planet. Good people that understand all the concepts of freedom of choice. But then we get people like liberals, activists, and many other things like that, which are okay because it's your choice at the end of the day, and that's what I'm trying to point out in this video. Freedom of choice is our own given right. It shouldn't be fucked with. And if you know, freedom of choice means if you believe in global warming, if you don't believe in global warming, if you believe in a faith, if you don't believe in a faith, if you want to eat fast food for all your life, as long as you keep it under some control, that's fine. If you want to be healthy, a vegan, a vegetarian, whatever, it's your choice. But it also gives the given right to people that want to criticize it as much as possible. Choice is a given right in my opinion. That's how I see it. And it doesn't matter what you do in life. It's your choice. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because government doesn't like that, or they want to believe in a faith known as government mankind to this planet. They to an extent that they have a loophole around contracts with the BBC, with many other companies that are on this planet that get away with certain murder, and we get like the shit treatment for our beliefs or non-beliefs or freedoms of choice. And this is what upsets me about the faith in mankind. You know, we have all these stupid people on this planet just don't get it. And I don't mean like people that don't get that certain things like religion is a stupid belief or anything like that. No. Although we're allowed to criticize it and talk about it as much as we want, but God believers don't like that, so they try and destroy it with an axe. But anyway, that's passing the point. This is what I mean about freedom of choice. If you want to be an atheist, if you want to be a Buddhist, if you want to believe in Allah, or whatever the fuck your religion is, it could be anything. I'm not going to go through them all because there's like 20 billion of religions now. But it's time we said, look, this is our choice. We shouldn't be fucked with it. You know what I mean? So you can tell why I was upset with the pop tax and why I was upset with the bag tax on my extra channel. This is going to the main channel. The reason why I was upset about it was because they're forcing this shit onto us now, saying that all the, you know, guilt tripping us into thinking that the planet is boiling over, and in fact it's probably not at all. There's no real scientists, in my opinion, to prove and back that up. I've seen the scientists, you can call them scientists, but to me they're just paid actors, in my opinion. They could be paid any old fucking sum of money, and that's what I'm trying to say. Scientists doesn't mean true scientists. If they're paid a lump sum of money to keep their mouth shut, it's no longer science. And then there's the one I got pissed off with Jamie Oliver. Now the reason why I got pissed off with Jamie Oliver is because he kept banging on about how we should not be drinking this shit, even though I drink it all the time, and there's no side effects, no problems. In fact, the caffeine's more worse for me than the sugar will ever be in a lifetime, but that's a different story for a different day. It's called freedom of choice, and government hate it. They fucking hate it to an extent. They want you to believe in this global warming paradise to an extent. They don't believe in global warming, by the way. They believe in saving money and profit. They don't believe in saving the fucking planet. They would rather have it burn. So, before the activists of global warming enthusiasts come across, yes, it's your freedom of choice to believe in what you want. I don't give a fuck. But for fuck's sake, do your research and realise that there's probably a scientist out there that is bent as a copper. Anyway, passing that forward, freedom of choice is a big right. And when government steps in and says, nope, you've got to have a tax on sugar now, so that means that all poppy drinks has got to have aspartame or sugar, all sorts of fucking sweetener and shit in it, as well as sugar, which is two deadly poisons together, well, except for the sugar part, which is kind of natural. They force it on you, and that's how they do it. They like to force it on people. And that's what government does. They want to force tax. They want to force this belief onto you, so you don't, say anything. You keep your mouth shut and pay the tax. People tell me off every day saying that about. Well, they don't tell me off every day, but I get one or two comments saying about how I'm not, paying tax or anything, and and all that sort of stuff. Well, again, I'm on benefits at the moment in time, but if I was at work, I would refuse to pay taxes, because again, it should be a given right to pay tax as well, because if you believe that the government's doing well, you pay them. You pay them for a service that you believe that's good. That's just what it is, a service. It's supposed to be a service, not a fucking mandate. And that's what I'm trying to say. Government don't believe in freedom of choice. If they did, then they'll be fucked. There'll be no money in power, and because they know fully well they wouldn't get away with these paedophile allegations that they get every day, and such like that. I mean, given the right to a gun as well, for freedom of choice as well, but we don't get that. They took it away because we need babysitting, and we need to sign a form to make sure that we don't want to be babysitted. It's just fucking disgusting. But America does it as well, and when someone votes for like something like Donald Trump or some other person, they immediately get all these fucking names at their face. Again, it's called freedom of choice, people. They voted because they believed in a better world with a different person. If we all voted for the same, there wouldn't be a fucking point to voting. So, yeah, and this is the same with the fucking EU. This is just proves my point that everyone is under this belief of staying in the EU, but as soon as someone or a load of us say we don't want to go out, these people go under damage control and say, "Oh no, everyone voted different. The system don't work and all that," but it does work. And this is what I'm trying to say. Government has been flooding this shit into your face, thinking that the EU and that needs to be in the UK, and now people have woken up to a certain point and decided to vote against the other side. The brainwashed, farty people decide to go, no, this is not true. We want to re-vote. This is not fair. So that's not freedom of choice. Again, that's not giving people the freedom of the choice, because as soon as someone votes for something different against you, they go into damage control. So that's technically not fucking freedom of choice that they want. And I believe in a full freedom of choice to an extent, where you can choose what you want to do in life. And if you want to drive a car, if you want to pay your taxes or not pay your taxes or have a TV license, it should be a choice matter. And when I don't pay a TV license, for example, you always get these people that give you all the threats in the world that the BBC would give you. But guess what? I don't hear the doorbell ring, can you? So that's more lies from the BBC. Trying to make you believe in staying in the EU and to make you stay with a TV license and have no choice to watch the television. But I'm saying you do have a choice to either not watch the television or stay like a plum all your life and watch the television. Me personally, it's your choice. You know, I can see the entertainment value in it, but at the end of the day, I find people a bit brainwashed watching it because that's what it's turned into. It's no longer entertainment, folks, when it's brainwashing you to the fucking ground. But anyway, that's your choice, and I'm going to stick by that bit of the freedom of choice thing. So yeah, freedom of choice. I believe in it. But unfortunately, global warming enthusiasts reckon that you need to drive a fucking electric car. Everyone should have electric cars and get rid of the original car, which did us fine for many years, didn't cause no damage to no one. But but I understand that oil is also a problem, and so is petrol and all that. But are they real as well? Are they just making it up? Because I would have thought we were going to run out by now. But obviously we are still going. Everyone's in cars. So do you believe in this bullshit that the government's giving you? I don't fucking think. Well, you probably still do. But that's your choice at the end of the day. Now, again, I don't mind people with choice with this sort of stuff, but when the evidence points to an article that's made by the BBC about global warming, or made by the ITV, or made by a very high council of money, that's when I call bullshit on the claim until I see some proper evidence and so stuff. So, yeah, freedom of choice. Very tricky and sticky subject, but it's true. People should have freedom of choice. And it's your freedom of choice to go out one day and shoot a kid or shoot someone. But it doesn't mean we're not going to put you against the law, because it is a crime. And you can't just go out knifing people. But at least you had the choice to think that. So, at the end of the day, it's up to you how you roll in life. Not how the government seems to think you should. I'm sorry, but the government is not a good person. Neither is he perfect. So why the fuck do we have him in charge? That's what I need to ask. But I digress. Thank you very much for watching this video. Tell me what you believe below. Tell me what you think as well. That would be good, not to what you believe. Again, I believe in the freedom of choice. But when they start to force it on you, where they say, oh, you can't get this washing machine design anymore, you've got to get this eco-friendly bullshit one, which is, of course, a forced choice. But then they say, well, there's a load of other washing machines, obviously, but there's not. It's all eco-friendly ones. So technically it's all the same shit with a different fucking badge on it, really, isn't it? And yeah, you try and you buy light bulbs, you can't even get the original kind anymore because eco-friendliness wants them to be destroyed or get rid of. So they're getting harder and harder to find, but you can find them, but only online and most pound shops or something like that. So it just shows that they're trying to force things, but they're trying to see if it's in the law that they can do that, but failing miserably. Anyway, I've been running for 15 fucking minutes. So, yeah, tell me what you believe below. I'm sorry you had to watch this, but it's just something I have to get off my chest. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and one more thing we need to state off. What about pedophiles? with the choice. Well, again, it was their freedom of choice to go out there to violate the kid. But I'm not saying that then they're good people for doing it, so the law would take it into their consideration. So again, it's their choice to molest the kid. But again, it shouldn't really be, because it's really wrong. You shouldn't be thinking of kids like that. They're young, man. They have a young life, and they haven't yet fully developed into the 18hood yet. So, you know, I believe that's wrong, but again, it is your choice to do it. But, you know, expect the law to destroy you in return with it. Anyway, cheerio.